Welcome to African Today, the voice of a changing continent. We bring you the stories shaping Africa's present and future, from breaking news and bold analysis to culture, innovation, and voices on the ground. We're here to inform, inspire, and amplify the heartbeat of Africa every single day. Thank you for stopping by the channel. We hope you enjoy our video. Let's begin. Africans warn Ivorian president over potential military coup if he targets Traoré. Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, June 1, 2025. A political storm is brewing in West Africa as growing concerns mount over President Alassane Ouattara's alleged intentions to interfere in Burkina Faso's internal affairs, specifically targeting the controversial yet popular transitional leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Regional citizens, analysts, and activists across the African continent are sounding the alarm, warning that any hostile move against Traoré could trigger not only political instability, but also a possible military backlash in Côte d'Ivoire itself. The root of the tensions. Captain Ibrahim Traoré rose to power in Burkina Faso following a military coup in September 2022, overthrowing the then interim leader Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba. Traoré, a young military officer in his 30s, has since gained a reputation for his no-nonsense, pan-Africanist rhetoric and assertive moves to remove foreign military influence, especially French troops, from Burkinabe soil. His anti-imperialist stance and commitment to fighting terrorism with minimal Western dependence have earned him both fervent support among Pan-African youth and intense scrutiny from traditional power structures in West Africa and Europe. Recently, intelligence leaks and diplomatic rumors have suggested that the Ivorian government under President Ouattara may be working quietly with Western allies to undermine Traoré's leadership. Some sources even allege that covert operations or cross-border destabilization efforts are being considered. Claims that, if true, have ignited fierce backlash from African citizens and regional observers. Public warning from Pan-African groups. Several Pan-African activist groups, military veterans, and civil society organizations from across the continent, including Nigeria, Mali, Guinea, and Senegal, have issued direct warnings to President Ouattara. They assert that any attempt to destabilize Burkina Faso or remove Traoré could spark wider conflict and provoke a military uprising within Côte d'Ivoire itself. One such organization, the Coalition for a Sovereign Africa, released a bold statement this week. We are watching closely. President Ouattara must know that targeting Ibrahim Traoré is not merely an attack on Burkina Faso, it is an assault on the Pan-African struggle for liberation and self-determination. If he proceeds with these treacherous actions, the Ivorian military and citizens will not remain passive. There will be consequences. The statement was quickly shared across social media, amassing millions of views within hours. Hashtags like Hands Off Traoré, Africans Unite, and No to Neo-Colonialism began trending across Twitter and Facebook in multiple African countries. Support for Traoré at home and abroad. Traoré enjoys considerable domestic support in Burkina Faso. Many see him as a break from decades of corruption and foreign dependency. His government has prioritized national sovereignty, increased defense spending, and worked to stabilize regions plagued by jihadist violence, although with mixed results. Internationally, his image divides opinion. While Western governments express concerns over democratic backsliding and human rights, many African youths and leaders see Traoré as part of a new wave of military-led patriotism, often compared with figures like Thomas Sankara, the revolutionary icon also from Burkina Faso. Regional fragility and the coup threat. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has remained relatively quiet about the tensions between Abidjan and Ouagadougou. However, analysts warn that the situation could easily spiral out of control. In an already unstable region where Mali, Guinea, and Niger have also experienced military takeovers in recent years, the prospect of a coup in Côte d'Ivoire is no longer far-fetched. President Ouattara is playing with fire, said Dr. Fadima Kouyaté, a political science lecturer at the University of Bamako. There's a new regional order forming, and if he tries to suppress it violently, it could backfire dramatically, even within his own army, which has elements sympathetic to the Pan-African cause. Indeed, whispers of discontent within the Ivorian armed forces are growing louder. Anonymous sources close to the military have suggested that young officers, especially those from the north and west of the country, are watching the situation with serious concern. The legacy of intervention. Many Africans view President Ouattara as a close ally of Western powers, particularly France. His administration's alignment with former colonial interests has drawn ire from youth movements across Francophone Africa. For them, targeting Traoré, a symbol of resistance, would only confirm suspicions that Ouattara is more interested in protecting French influence than fostering African unity. This context makes any aggressive move against Traoré extraordinarily dangerous, not just for Burkina Faso, but for Côte d'Ivoire itself. A call for dialogue, not division. Some elders and regional diplomats are calling for restraint on all sides. Former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo warned in a public interview, "Africa cannot afford another intra-African conflict. Whatever the differences between leaders, they must be resolved through dialogue. A military coup in Côte d'Ivoire or a war with Burkina Faso would be disastrous for West Africa's future." But for many on the streets and online, patience is running thin. They demand African unity, sovereignty, and leaders who reflect the will of their people, not the interests of Paris, Brussels, or Washington. Conclusion. As Africa stands at a crossroads between old alliances and new independence, the standoff between Ivorian President Ouattara and Captain Ibrahim Traoré is more than just a political spat. It's a symbol of a broader continental awakening. If the warnings from Pan-African groups are ignored, the fallout could reshape West Africa's political landscape in unpredictable and possibly violent ways. For now, the message is clear. Touch Traoré and the storm will come. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to help grow the channel. Until next time, see you soon.